Alright, Treeman Games. Welcome to Pako 2. I had a really tough time getting started in this game because I couldn't find any instructions. The tutorial is very, very brief, to say the least. It doesn't explain very much of this at all. Most of the things you even see in this menu here are not mentioned in the tutorial, but the tutorial is better than nothing. It at least gets you off the ground. Let's see. So I'm pretty far through. I'd say I'm probably late game at this point, and I've put in about 10 hours. So it's a very simple game, very basic concept, but for some reason it's also very interesting. It's easy to just pick up, play for 5 minutes, play for 5 hours. Well, maybe not 5. I don't know. Maybe 5 hours. I don't think I had time to play for 5 hours at any point, but either way. So let's go through this real quick here. I'm not going to do continue yet. Settings. You can just adjust all your video and audio. You can also calibrate gamepad and keyboard. Typical stuff. Nothing amazing there. Garage. This is where you see your cars. Now you're going to start off with just the sedan and the van. You can flip through and change the paint jobs on them. They both have their own characteristics, but you won't know what the characteristics are till you actually try it, other than the 3 listed upgrades here. But as far as how fast they go, how they handle, if they're rear wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, front wheel drive, you won't know until you try it. Of course, usually bigger vehicles are a bit slower. So if you want a bit more speed, you might want to start with the sedan. But the nice thing about the van, as you can see here, you can really jack that armor up, and when the cops are firing on you hardcore, that can come in handy. There's weapons that you start out with is the pistol. Very basic, but better than nothing. So it's a dual stick game. So you're driving with one stick and shooting with the other. It might take you way back to a game called Smash TV, which is where I think that kind of concept. Oh no, Robotron was probably where it started. Either way, I'm dating myself there. So you start out with pistol, and as far as mods go, you start out with none. I'm set on mines for a reason there, and I'll let you know. Actually, I should just let you know right now. I've gone through all the weapons. They all have kind of their charm. Of course, the pistol you start with, they're not too expensive to upgrade. They're a few thousand each. I know a few thousand is going to seem like a lot when you start. But once you get going a little bit further, thousands of dollars just fall in your lap, no problem at all. And the sooner you can save up for the submachine gun, the better, because that one's just going to... It's the best. There's no question in my mind. Maybe you disagree. Maybe you've had better luck with other ones. Laser gun I was actually pretty impressed with. I'd say it's a close second. It fires pretty quick. The problem with a lot of half of them, flamethrower takes a little bit to fire up. Shotgun, of course, they have to be really close because you shoot lots of bullets, but not very far. Bazooka was very slow rate of fire. I don't even think I bothered with grenades because it was super cheap, so it probably wasn't very good. Same with sniper. Minigun takes a long time to spool up, like a minigun, but once you start shooting, it's pretty good. Anyhow, I'm just going to go back to submachine gun. Mods, there's front fire, which actually I don't really see the point because you're getting chased all the time. You're not chasing, no one's in front of you, so I wouldn't even bother with that one. I tried it briefly and it got me nowhere fast. Bullet time is... Oh, that activates slow motion. That was the first one I bought. It was kind of handy. It really helped with getting a feel for the game and the shooting. It just kind of slowed things down because things can get hectic pretty darn fast. Shockwave is... It's okay. It just blows up everyone that's around you, but you have to wait for it to charge. And again, we'll get back to why I love mines, and maybe you do too, if you've played this for a little while. Out of all the vehicles you can buy, there's a truckload of them. They're all cool. Like I said, they all have the separate characteristics. The sooner you can save up for muscle and get it. It's not very expensive. There are a couple cars for $999,999, so $1 million a piece. They're okay. Well, I've got them here. The Wanderer is one of them. yeah, it's got a bit more turbo, like it's balanced. It's got 5 of each, which is pretty good. The Road King, look at that. Was that 7 of each? Yeah, so that's pretty jacked there. Again, remember that vans are slow, so you might have to lay on your turbo a lot. The Wanderer, like I say, it's pretty decent, but the Muscle, look at that. It's got 6 and 6 and 5, and I think it only costs like 58 grand or something like that. You can see in the top corner there your hit points, odometer. Of course, I've got tons of mileage on this puppy because it kicks butt. So I'm going to go ahead with the muscle car, submachine gun and mines. Let's head back here. Check out some other stuff. So car shop, this is where you would buy other vehicles, and like I said, there are a truckload of them here. You just flip through them, see what sounds good. You might have a fun time with some with really quirky characteristics. There's one here, where is it? The Bonnie and Clyde mobile, right there. Pretty pricey, almost 90 grand. Like really crummy looking stats kind of for that price, but I don't know, I'll try it one day. The nice thing, oh no, don't buy that. Okay, well I guess I bought that car, even though I hit B. That seems to be a problem in this game. The back out button sometimes seems to be the execute button. So whatever, now I have to go to my garage and get rid of Carlos. Sorry, Carlos. And back we go. Perk deck, we'll talk about that in a bit. Progress, this was kind of weird. This is your apartment. The better you're doing, the cooler it looks, and you can also hit left and right on the digital pad to see your stats for each map. I don't think, no, I haven't done Motor Bay, Golden Sands, Arena, Magpie Island. I've done quite a few of them. You can see some other stats there in the top left corner, how many mods you can get and how many you have gotten. Same with weapons, upgrades, all that sort of stuff. Of course, you need to buy more cars to get more upgrades. And I guess I'm missing one map. I wonder what that one would be, because I'm pretty maxed out on everything. Leaderboards, self-explanatory. Let's go in there real quick. I think I'm doing okay on there. One of them, 91, I think I got pretty, well, maybe 91 was the one. I could have sworn I was in the 80s, but it's leaderboards, so if somebody else did better, then of course I'll get knocked down. We'll go back now. Perk deck. That was one thing that I didn't fully understand. As you get more experience, you'll unlock more and more perks, and by default it's set to random. So every time you finish a heist, or I guess dropping somebody off from a heist, you'll get a new perk opened up, or like activated. And I didn't understand how that worked. At first I didn't know if it's something that, you know, you have to hit a button to use, but they're all passive. So as soon as you've not activated it, but not unlocked, because as you get more experience you'll unlock being able to use more and more. These stack as you progress through a mission. So let's say you've done 3 heists, then I'll have Like a Tank, Mechanic Buddies, and Fast Recharge going. Not if you have it set to random, and I didn't understand that at all at first. That would have been good to know. If you set it to manual, you can choose which is the first perk you'll get after the first heist, the second perk after the second heist, and you'll have them both going. And this is kind of a spoiler here. What you see here is pretty ideal for myself at least. Like a Tank is a no-brainer. You get way more hit points and less damage taken. So why would you not want that from the get-go? I'm not sure if it doubles your hit points or has a certain percentage. It seems to be different for each vehicle, but you get more hit points, so it's like armor on steroids, so that's wicked. Mechanic Buddies, well, you can just read down there. Every time you pick up guys to take on a heist, each guy you pick up restores a hit point, because you've probably maybe already taken damage. Eventually you will. Eventually you're going to really need them. Fast Recharge, I really like that one, because when it comes to mines, you just want to drop them. Never forget to just keep dropping mines. I forget all the time, but it doesn't matter. Just now you can drop twice as many, so it's pretty wicked. Mines don't go away, like no matter where you drop them on the map. They'll still be there when you circle around. Chopper defense gets important pretty early. I think I've got at number 4, that's just right, because that's when choppers start showing up. A missile will just shoot out and blow away the chopper from time to time that's harassing you. And those choppers really unleash hot fury on you. They shoot you so much more than the cops on your tail. So that's a good one to have early because the choppers will mess up your day for sure. No fall damage is excuse me. No fall damage is good because there's lots of places where you'll just want to do a quick getaway, kind of driving off a cliff, not into a huge chasm or anything like that because you'll die, but there's many spots where it's kind of off a little cliff, and you can take, like, I think the most I've seen is 18 damage, maybe a little bit less, not sure. But it's great to have that to be able to get away. And when the cops jump off of that, they'll take some damage, but you'll lose them pretty quick, so it's nice. Drone is a drone that just circles around you, shoots at guys. I'll speed this up a bit here. Bulletproof, you take less damage from bullet, or I guess half the bullets cause no damage. Power Nudge lets you jump with the Y button, so that's super handy. Hot Rod gives your turbo boost a severe adrenaline shot. You just go flying with that. Quick repair I like having it down here because by now I've probably taken a bit of damage and it's just 10 XP repaired instantly, just like that. Intercooler lets you use your turbo way faster. It's kind of the equivalent of fast recharge as far as charging up your mines, but instead it charges up your turbo. Fast fire, you shoot faster. Power bullets, you do more damage. Fire bullets, you set stuff on fire. Bomb squad's kind of cool. I'm not a super huge fan. That's why it's down at 15. But when you pick up some crew, if cops are right on your tail, it'll blow up a certain amount of cops within the immediate vicinity. Shock is kind of interesting. It'll cause, well, a shock, shocking, to cop cars that bump into you. So it kind of gets them off your case if things are getting a little bit hectic. Full repair is beautiful to have way down the line here because by this point you might be down to 10 or 20 hit points and bam, you're right back in the game, full hit points. Super nice. Pusher, enemies explode when they collide with you, so that's okay. I don't find I get hit too much like that. You just try to stay in front or away from the other vehicles as much as possible. Escape bonus is nice. You get an extra 20% when you escape. So if you die or if you get busted, you're not going to be able to cash that escape bonus in, but at any point if you would just want to hit the exit or at the very end when you complete it, it's going to jack up your cash. And if you're a little bit later game and you've got 26 missions or heists done and it's time to vacate the city, then woohoo, escape time, 20% more, awesome. Amok I don't find very useful because it's rare that I'm down to 5 health, and when I am, usually I'm just getting clobbered at that point, so I'm going to die pretty quick. Sidekick, you get an extra guy driving around behind you, and he doesn't really help that much. That's why I put him down here. Health Steal, so you sometimes get 1 HP when you crash into a cop car. Way too dicey to try and crash into them. It's not even worth trying to do that because you might end up with 6 others surrounding you. You crash into a building. All for what? Sometimes 1 HP? No thanks. Death Touch, again, enemies die when you crash into them with turbo. It's kind of handy for crossing the highways when there's lots of cars on there. Otherwise, forget it. Lottery ticket, you might want to move up top early game because it gives you $1,000 when you get it. So if you just want to get 1,000 when you get perk number 2 over and over when you're kind of in the grind stage, that makes sense. But at this point, for me, $1,000 is nothing. It's a drop in the bucket. So enough about that. Let's quickly see some gameplay here. Misty Fields, once you get to that, so you'll start with tutorial, of course. Devil's Plains is the first one that opens up. You'll grind on that one for a little while, but it's nice because you get to learn how to play the game, how to control, kind of how to navigate around, what's going to get you in trouble, what won't, and it's decent. It's tricky because there's lots of places where you can drive off and fall to your death. Misty Fields, however, I think there's only one spot way up in the northeast corner where if you're really giving her, you can fly off and plunge to your death. It does not happen often. It has happened to me, absolutely. That's how I know about it. But it's not too bad. It's mostly flat. I haven't played these ones much. Sunny Coast was kind of cool. Let's get into the game real quick here. Just so you can get a feel for everything I've talked about and why I think mines are incredible. I know I keep talking about mines. Practice mode just gets rid of cops and robbers, so you can just drive around, not robbers, but the heist guys, so you can just drive around and check stuff out. Chase camera is kind of cool, but not really, because you can't see who's behind you, and you're always being chased, so And I also find the guiding arrow pointing you to where to pick up guys from a heist as well as where to drop them off always points just straight ahead. So even though the destination is not straight ahead, so I wasn't a fan. I tried it for a bit and then realized that it just doesn't work too well. There's a quick outline of the controls. I use a control pad, but of course you can use mouse or control pad. And without further ado, let's get this heist on the way. Alright, so Misty Fields. One thing I have to say I love about this game is the 1980s VHS sound and look and feel to it. I don't know, super nostalgic for that. They just did a bang-up job of that. So I picked up my first dudes there. Oh yeah, so, mines. Keep dropping mines. Like, look at that. When you increase the firepower on your vehicle, that's what that means. When it's set to 1, you'll only drop 1 mine at a time. And I think this car is up to 6. So just keep dropping 6 mines out. And there we go, like a tank. Look at, I'm up to 69 hit points instantly. I think I was at, what, 35 before? With mines, and once your turbo gets jacked up later, you're not going... Oh man, I'm already in trouble here. Why? Because I wasn't dropping mines. What was I saying? Yeah, eventually you won't have to use your gun very much because you'll be dropping mines all the time. You'll be able to turbo boost out and get yourself out of trouble. Shoot the trees too. Anything that's in your way, shoot them. Or shoot them, of course, the cops. But any obstacles, a lot of them you can shoot, like fences and these parked vehicles. They'll also drop a bit of cash too, which for me at this point isn't very valuable. But early game, absolutely, you might want to grab that. So again, keep drop. Oh, anytime you see a police car parked for some sort of roadblock, shoot them as early as you can because they will not come back, and it'll just make your life easier. As you do more and more heists, you get more and more heat on you, big time, and they start sending, I think, some army vehicles or something. I don't know. It gets pretty ugly, but if you got your perk deck in line, then you can really succeed quite well. I just broke one of my own rules. I did a U-turn. The later in the game you get, if you do a U-turn, you will turn yourself directly into this huge trail of nightmare. Like, there's going to be 10 or 20 vehicles that will just kick you up and down. It just gets ugly. So U-turn as little as possible. And there I am, forgetting to drop mines again. Just keep dropping the mines, keep dropping the mines. I think I just got fast recharge. Oh, here comes the chopper. So you might have seen the chopper up in the corner there. I'm not sure what really makes the missile come out. When he's shooting at you like crazy, hit your turbo to escape the bullets, and you should be okay. Eventually he just takes off, or like I say, your missile blows him up. So as you can see, I get 67. Oh, there we go. Missile just blew him up, and I'm going the wrong way because I'm not paying attention. That wasn't a complete U-turn, so I don't mind that. Drop the mines, keep dropping mines. So I want to hit the Falls hideout up here. Let's see if I can find the little hidden dude. In this map, he's in one of 3 places. He would have been just down there where I'm shooting. That's one of the 3 places he'll be. Oh, you can see my drone now, so he'll kind of shoot at... Oh crap, now I gotta go back. Now I have to U-turn, and I haven't been dropping mines. My goodness. Had I been dropping mines back there, half of these jerks wouldn't be in my face, but that's no big deal. But see, I've got some leftover mines there. I think, too, when you drop out mines, if they land upside down, they blow up right away, and they can blow up, like splash damage, blow up neighboring mines. But if all 6 land the right way, then those cops are in for a heck of a treat. I'm not going to go to the Jasso station yet. I want to go see if I can find that bonus guy. I'm not really sure how much he brings to the table cash-wise, but it's got to be something. Learn to use the handbrake early on. You can really... Oh, here he is, little guy in blue there. So, who are you? Where's my regular driver? So he's some other, I don't know, bonus, maybe. He'll always say something different. One of them says, get me out of the city right away. You don't have to, just hang on to him and go about your business. And I wouldn't, like what I just did, go out of your way to get him. Oh, and there I am, forgetting to drop mines again. I just want to show you where it was, or show you what he's all about-ish. There's only one of them that I've ever seen per map. Maybe in later maps there's more. But yeah, whenever you're in one of the 3 areas where he often appears, go check it out, see if you can pick him up. Can't hurt. So yeah, keep dropping mines. What else? Do I have the... Oh, power nudge. So normally when you hit Y, you can do this little kind of nudge. It would be like that, only way smaller. If you get into a real jam where the cops have you pinned up against a wall. Oh, old mans. We'll talk about old mans in a bit. If they get you pinned up against the wall, you can hit that power or the regular nudge, and it might get you out of the jam. Power nudge does a much better job of getting you out of the way there. There are a few places where you'll be underneath an overhang, and the nudge won't do you much good at all because you jump up in the air and you hit the top of your car and you're not going anywhere. So. Alright, hot ride. Watch this turbo. See you guys later. And that's that. Hot ride is pretty sweet. I don't put it on super early because they're not too aggressive at that point, but they're really starting to add up now. And I've been forgetting to drop my mines. Keep dropping mines, keep dropping mines, keep dropping mines. It'll just keep blowing them up. And then you can turbo away. One funny thing that I'm sure you'll notice very soon is you'll be in this wide open field and there'll be a couple cops on you and one tree, and you will hit that one tree 90% of the time, it feels like. I know it's not that much, and it's so frustrating until you learn to really steer. I always would either oversteer or understeer, and yeah, right into the tree. So how are we doing here? I've done 11 of my 26. I don't think I'm going to play right to all 26 complete. I think I've explained most of the gameplay here. Shooting, like you can see, the submachine gun really just unleashes hot fury on them. I've been forgetting to drop my mines again. And it's you can hold the button for dropping mines too, and they'll just keep popping out. I don't know. I don't find that as satisfying, I guess. You'll also see on the highway sometimes a vehicle with a $sign above it, which so you shoot that. Oh, hang on, Morgan's office. You shoot that and then it drops a bunch of cash, but you actually have to go back and pick up the cash. You can't just shoot it and be on your merry way. See if I can find one here somewhere. Oh yeah, drop mines, how about? Yeah, I haven't been dropping my mines. Oof, bam. Things are getting hairy. And when you're stuck behind a building like that and can't see your vehicle, that can get ugly fast. So I'm at 45 at a 69 health, not too bad. I might have a quick repair coming up here pretty quick. Power bullets. Maybe I already had my quick repair, don't know for sure. But still, the mechanic buddies that I set to have early on, still repairing me every single time, so that really keeps me in the game. Here's where you want no fall damage for one of those little things. That is super handy. Otherwise, you would sustain quite a bit of damage there, and it could be the straw that broke the camel's back. Right up here is where you can fall off. You can see up there. Do not jump down there. Sometimes you can't help it, though, when you got too many cops on you. I think that was probably an army vehicle. When you do finish a heist and drop them off in the blue circle, it's going to blow up all the vehicles pretty close to you, so that's quite handy sometimes. Oh, I mentioned the old man's mission or heist earlier. That one is usually, I see it right at the end. It's always going to be once, and if you haven't done it yet, it'll be your only option. Right now, see there's Misty Plains Park. That's one heist I could shoot. Oh, when I did a U-turn, I shouldn't have. Look at the mayhem. See, never U-turn if you don't have to. Right now you can see there's two different sets of guys I could pick up. I'm going to have to focus here. I'm probably going to die. Especially when I get trapped in... Oh, I should have power edged. Yeah, but Old Man's, it'll be the only one on the map. So, there's the meat and potatoes of how the game goes. I think I've explained everything. Stage settings, what was that? Oh yeah, that's just... so this is where you set manual or random perk deck, and go to manual as soon as possible, I suggest, because then you can really pick what you need at the start, what you need mid-game or mid-level, and stuff that you don't really need, you can just throw at the the end of the pack, but you won't unlock those until you get enough XP. You'll unlock them one at a time there. So see, now I'm hitting the back button, and there we go. Now it lets me quit game. So that's that. Hope you enjoyed.